Oh man, can you believe it's only been a week? And definitely not 6 months,
Definitely.
2 dead dogs, and a pregnancy. I'm B.
I'm Smage.
Welcome to Cinemuck, where we talk about all things cinema.
And all things muck.
Today, we're talking about Ty West 2014 mockumentary, The Sacrament. So yeah, you've never seen it. To be quite honest, it's not that scary.
Okay.
I'll get into it.
Is it like it's supposed to be like religious? Religious paranormal?
No paranormal.
Oh, shit.
Literally just a mockumentary about, well,
What do we mean by mockumentary? Like,
it's a documentary.
oh, like Drop Dead Gorgeous.
Exactly.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's a mockumentary. Although the description of it says found footage, so I don't really know.
I guess
But it
it's found
says
footage.
found footage reveals the events surrounding an investigative team's visit to a remote commune led by a dangerous fanatic who maintains an iron grip on his followers. The beginning of the film lends us to the idea that it's a mockumentary because we're sitting down with this guy named Sam.
Okay.
He's a Vice reporter.
Welcome, Sam.
Which,
Like real Vice?
that's what, yeah, like real Vice.
Oh, shit.
That's why I was confused, because I was just like, how
Like-
did Ty West get like the rights to Vice? But it does help lend to that like
The authenticity of it.
like the non-fiction aspect of it
Yeah.
actually being a true documentary.
Yeah. Like in
Although,
Blair
like-
Witch, how they use their actual first names.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but like that's really the only thing that lends to it potentially being a non-fiction documentary, because literally everything else reads how we are all actors being paid to make a movie. He's explaining that their fashion photographer Patrick got a letter from his sister Caroline, who is like a recovering drug addict.
Oh.
And she wrote to Patrick basically being like, hey, I would love for you to come and visit me in my rehab commune thing.
It's a dangerous place to go
Yeah, I don't...
as a recovering addict.
I think from what the letter said was just basically like this rehab facility, but it was more like a
Commune.
commune
Okay.
kind of thing. He gets this number on the letter, calls the number. Sister doesn't answer. Some fucking dude does, and gives them directions on, well, gives him specifically directions on how to get to the commune,
Don't like that.
but doesn't tell him where to go, like where he's going. And I'm just like, bro, like, are you dead ass right now?
This is some white nonsense.
Some white nonsense. The town is only accessible via private helicopter.
Absolutely not.
Thank you.
No.
You have now had at least minimum 3 strikes.
Yeah. Are they
But-
surrounded by water, like in a fucking moat or something?
No, it's just like some farmland, but it's like in
What?
the middle of the jungle.
Jungle.
Yeah, jungle. See, okay,
Oh.
but when I give you some descriptions of what the environment is going to be, I hope it leads you to understanding why I'm like, this movie,
Could have done better.
it could have done better.
Okay.
It could have had a little bit more authenticity, a little bit more originality.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering if, because it was so young in Ty West's career, if he was just using nonfiction inspiration to really visualize what he wanted to be like as an actual like low budget
Okay.
horror director. So Patrick ends up taking Sam, the Vice reporter who
Okay.
introduced us to the movie, and another team member to document the trip. We don't get introduced to this team member just yet. But I wrote on here that like Sam is kind of like the smug dude initially.
I mean, yeah,
He gives off the air of arrogance.
Yeah.
And Patrick,
Like, I'm a base reporter.
yeah, Patrick just kind of seems like, not for nothing, and we will find out that this is kind of true, he kind of just seems like a nepo baby. Like he's just doing this because it's like, I'm following my creative passion, blah, blah, blah. And like we come to find out that like his parents are loaded. They end up getting to where they're supposed to go. The helicopter pilot during their drop off makes it a point to let them know that he'll be there tomorrow morning at 8, and they only have an hour to get there before he'll leave.
It's giving old.
And I was just like, okay, so
See, like M. Night
that-
Shyamalan.
I was gonna say that last like between 7 to 8 a.m. all the shit's gonna go down.
Yeah, absolutely. They're not going to be able to get out.
So after they're dropped off, Patrick and Sam, they get, well, and the camera guy who's like actually filming everything, they're like not so nicely greeted by these 2 guys with
Well,
guns.
I mean, yeah, it's supposed to be one dude, and now there's 3 dudes, and
Well-
one has a camera.
Well, but I'm also just like, okay, were you guys just gonna meet that? Were you just gonna meet Patrick with guns?
Yeah, it's a little confusing.
They are.
Okay.
They were. Like, they just always have guns. So one of the guards ends up calling back to what they call the parish to get permission for the other 2 dudes to come to the commune. Because obviously they were only expecting Patrick. And so now they're having to like actually properly accommodate for 2 more people. Plus a
all
camera
their
guy.
shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They get permission to at least come to the entrance of the commune.
That's funny.
And they're huddled into the back of a construction truck. They drive down a 2-kilometer road, which is about a mile, down a single road, and it's the only road that leads to and from the parish.
Love that.
So they got isolation. Like, this is like the 7th red flag.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's not...
There's been so many red flags leading up to this point specifically that at this point I'd be like, you know what? I dumbassed my way this far.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to just walk home.
So they get to the entrance of the parish and they're confronted by more guards.
Love that.
And those guards are like a lot more hostile and they tell them that they have to stop filming. So the camera cuts. When we come back, Sam explains that the guards are saying that they, one, have to give a donation and that they need to release their passports to them.
No.
So at this point, Patrick is like arguing with all of the guards. But it's at this point when he's arguing with them and they don't even like talk about the donations thing. Or the passports thing.
They're just like,
well, that's kind of weird. What? But at this point, Caroline, she shows up.
Oh, she's alive.
Yeah, she's fine.
Good.
Yeah.
Okay. Since entire time I've been like, she's dead.
That literally surprised me.
Yeah.
I'm happy you said that. Because I was just like, what if she shows up and she's like, oh my God, Patrick, I missed you so much, brother. And he's like, who the fuck are you?
It's like literally like a
That would
changeling
have been
child.
like a good twist.
Yeah, that would have been.
But no, unfortunately, it was actually her. But
Unfortunately.
she's introduced to Sam, and we end up finding out the camera guy's name is Jake. She explains to them, because obviously they're questioning, like, why the fuck are there guns? But she explains it's a precautionary measure because they're, like, isolated, and because of their location, they need to keep themselves safe. And I'm like, the only entrance and exit to your fucking commune is a 2-kilometer long road where you can only get to via helicopter.
Yeah.
Why the fuck do you need guns?
I was about to say, like...
The math is not mathing.
No, it's not mathing. Like, if you are so concerned for your safety, what out there would you need machine guns for?
So Caroline brings them into the commune, and over the loudspeaker, we hear some guy who she calls Father.
Ew.
He comes over the speakerphone to explain that the commune should welcome their new guests.
No, thank you.
And she explains that she kind of just gives like a rundown of like the beginning of the commune and whatnot, and how in the very beginning they didn't sleep for more than like 3 hours a night to build everything that they have now. Okay, so sleep deprivation.
Right,
like,
love that.
Like at how many, even if I didn't think it was a cult, as soon as I get there and you're asking me for a donation to take my passport away and my sister's telling me that she only slept for 3 hours a day.
And probably looks malnourished.
It's a cult.
Yeah, isolated out the fucking wazoo. You're going to take all my shit and nobody sleeps. It's 3 flags too many.
But at this point, Caroline takes Jake and Sam to a cabin that she said that they had to move people out of in order to make as like a guest cabin for them.
Okay, so now you're making them feel bad.
Exactly. Thank you.
Yeah.
Manipulation.
Yeah.
She is just like, go introduce yourself to whoever you want. Hang out, whatever. Meet us at the main house, the pavilion, whatever the fuck. She leaves with Patrick to go hang out with him since she hasn't seen him in so long. Sam and Jake end up walking around the commune. They just really want to get like footage and some interviews with people. So we're just kind of like talking to different people in the commune. From what I could gather, a lot of these people were looking for like a better purpose. Like they didn't have much at home, or from what we come to find out, 90% of the residents are old. They're elderly.
Oh no.
They're like 60 plus years old.
Oh shit.
Or they're drug addicts.
Okay.
There are children.
Fun mix.
7 have been born on the commune.
Oh shit.
But I think that there's like 30 or something like that.
That's a lot of kids. So people came there with children?
With their families.
Oh my god.
Like with their whole ass families.
What in the ritual is going on?
At this point is when we learn that everybody who was at the commune sold everything they owned and donated, quote unquote, all of the money that they got from that to the church to build the community that they have now. It was at this point where it was all of this plus the fact that that motherfucker, the dude, was speaking over the big megaphone thing that I was like, this is dead ass Jonestown. So at this point, I was like, Ty West, you have literally until the end of the film to redeem yourself. Because if this is just a mockumentary of Jonestown,
that's fucked up.
I'm going to be fucking pissed off.
Yeah.
Because it's so unoriginal.
Yeah.
And even if you bring in a cool spin of like CGI and stuff like that,
right?
This is a real story.
Yeah, this really happened.
Yeah.
Real people really died.
And you're putting a spin on it of like, from what I thought initially was you're putting a spin on it of like, ooh, what is going on? And it's just like, And literally this note is like maybe 20 minutes into the film and I'm already calling it. I had an inkling before when I saw the environment of where the cult was. And then as soon as I heard him come over the megaphone, I was like, is this Jonestown? And then when it got to that point where it was like solidifying that this was a cult, I was like, this is literally Jonestown.
Is it Jonestown?
I think so.
Damn.
I think it's a mockumentary about Jonestown. This is also when we find out that Sam is having a kid.
Aww,
Him and his wife are expecting their first baby.
Aww.
They end up going back, Sam and Jake end up going back to their cabin. But while they're at their cabin, they kind of are like slightly confronted by this young girl who we end up coming to know is her name is Savannah. She's probably like 11, 12 years old. She does not look well, in my opinion. She looks like sleepy and malnourished. Just like neglected.
Yeah, that kind of checks.
But her mom comes up. She's calling her Savannah. She says that she's mute, so she's not going to answer them. And
like by choice, or she was like,
we're not told. She's just mute.
Okay, valid. Yeah, very fair.
But they go to ask the mom some questions about like the parish and stuff like that. And she says that they're not allowed to talk about the parish and they're not allowed to talk to outsiders.
Weren't they just told to be welcoming?
I'm also confused. After this, well, they're both basically just like, yo, what the fuck?
What the fuck is going on?
But they're reunited with Patrick in the pavilion. And while there, Caroline gives them like a packet that's basically informational that tells, she lets them know like Sam had been wanting to sit down with father for an interview. Because obviously, like, they're here.
Right.
They'd like to get his side of the story.
Right.
And so she gives them an informational packet. It's really just like a letter, I think, that basically details that they'll be able to have an interview with him for 30 minutes before this big party starts. The party that the commune is putting together for their guest to just be like, hey, welcome to the commune. So he'll take their questions for about 30 minutes before the party starts. And that basically this place is supposed to be a utopia free from like all the ism and obias. So this was the part that really got me fucked up. They get to the pavilion and Sam and Jake, well, I guess and Patrick too, are told that their interview is going to be conducted in front of the entire commune, like in the pavilion.
I don't like that.
No, it's very like on the spot. I don't know. I don't like it.
I mean, but also like, because they're not going to be able to kind of get the truth out of this guy.
Yeah, like he's not really going to become flustered. He has to look good in front of his entire community.
Right.
Plus they're all there to like, from their assumption and my assumption as well, to encourage father, like they look up to him. But that's even like further cemented when he actually ends up coming into the pavilion. Fuck, they're like erupting into applause and they're so happy to see him, and it literally feels like God just entered the room. It's so fucking weird.
Ew.
It's weird. Father comes in. He kind of just like looks like John Goodman in Oh Brother Where Art Thou. He's got this kind of like Bayou accent. I think he's supposed to be from Mississippi.
Oh,
he's just like an old guy. Like he's just one of them people.
He's an old Southern man.
Yeah.
Did he go to like Snake Church when he was a kid?
I assume so. He has very
Those
evangelical vibes about him.
Yeah.
And he like very much knows his Bible. Like all the verses and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's Snake Church, all right.
But this is where it seems very pivotal, where the attitude of the film changes. It goes from being like creepy to super uncomfortable.
Oh no. To like actually feeling in danger.
Yeah.
Okay, here's my thing though. I would have felt in danger the entire time.
Girl, I would have felt in danger literally as soon as I got that fucking letter.
I was literally about to say, as soon as I got the letter from my sister and I call that number and she doesn't answer, only some man does and gives me strange ass directions.
No.
And I still don't get to talk to my sister. No. Immediately uncomfortable. I'm blocking that number. My sister's dead to me. She can reach out anytime.
Her ghost can find me via Ouija board.
Yeah. Love you, bitch. Bye.
But during the interview, Sam, he's not asking like super hard-hitting questions. He is just asking about like, why'd you build the commune? Like, what's the purpose? Blah, blah, blah. The entire time, Father's literally just talking in circles. Like, he's literally just saying the exact same fucking thing about how he just wanted community and peace.
Okay.
And like putting a spin on it of different things, of talking about like different parts of American history, the violence in America, the istism obias that he didn't want.
Okay.
Like he's using those as an example, but literally just saying the same thing over and over and over again.
Right. It's giving that witch focused. I love that audio.
I'm going to see if I can put it in.
How would you say your mental focus is?
Which focused? I think it's, I haven't, look, I have trouble even saying to myself, my own head, the number of years.
If I can find it and put it in, I'll put that one in. But dead ass, that's basically what it's
doing.
Because like Sam will ask him a question and he'll be like, he won't really answer the question.
Right.
Especially if it's like a yes or a no.
He's doing the politician answer.
Exactly.
Yeah.
At one point, the father even, because he talked about like the aggressiveness and the violence of America and stuff like that, father talks about how he has these pacifist ideologies, and Sam's like, that's kind of fucking funny.
Considering
Because
you
why
have
the fuck do you
guns.
have guns then?
Yeah, if you're a pacifist,
Like-
then why are you weaponized?
And immediately, instead of answering the question and just being like, oh, well, we wanted that for our protection.
Right.
Because even though I'm a pacifist, I'm also a realist and understanding that like there could be potentially threats.
Yeah.
People don't like our way of life.
Could
and
have
therefore,
even pulled like a Martin Luther King thing where it's just like, yeah, I'm passive and I'm not gonna, it's that literally like, do no harm but take no shit kind of mentality. Could have totally pulled it off that way. It would have been like, okay, I'm a little sus of you, but I'm gonna let you slide this time.
Because like there's a perfect amount of like susness.
Yeah.
I can't think of the word that you should have against people not wanting you to live a specific way, especially if you come from a place that's super capitalist and shit. He doesn't say any of that shit. Instead, he talks about how he turns it on Sam to be like, this is why I don't like the media, because instead of wanting to talk about how peaceful and beautiful our commune is, you want to talk about the violence of guns and whatnot. And Sam's like, what the fuck?
So, yeah, I'd be like,
And-
that's literally not what I said.
And then father, he does slightly come off aggressive towards Sam.
Oh.
And I'm not even gonna lie, a little bit threatening.
Oh.
Like I felt a little threatened.
I felt threatened through the screen for
because
Samuel.
he questioned Sam if Sam would do anything for his wife and unborn child, which Sam only told one person.
How did fake ass bitches? How
Fake-ass
did it
bitches.
already get back to him?
Fake ass bitches.
Oh, by the way, father, Sam has a wife and child on the way.
Exactly. Yep. Yeah.
Ew.
But so he
What
spends it
kind
on
of
him.
tattletale culture y'all got going on here?
Fake ass bitches.
Fake ass bitches.
But he's just like, when you want to do everything that you could to protect your family and stuff like that, that's just what I'm doing. And also I can tell that you're not going to put a spin on this story because you're not like other girls, essentially is what he does to him. So like
You're gonna
in the
literally
same
pick me
breath
him?
of threatening him,
Yeah.
bringing in his wife and unborn child who he only told one person
Right.
in the commune
Yeah.
like 5 minutes ago. You literally going to turn from that into, but you're not like other guys.
Yeah, it's.
Very manipulative.
I was gonna say it feels like a backhanded compliment.
But then like the interview is just like abruptly ended. I'm like, that's definitely not 30 minutes worth of questions, but all right. And they start to party and Sam looks like euphoric and confused. Even he says it, so like when they like end up talking about it eventually, Sam is just like, the vibes were off.
I was gonna say on like face value, it probably would look really fun. You got a bunch of people doing a bunch of really like just kind of communal shit together.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. But then you're just like, okay, but they all look depraved. They just look dirty and way too skinny and really tired.
So they start to have a party. It actually seems really nice. There's no alcohol because they're like,
Oh, hell yeah, my
Christian
kind of
or
party.
whatever. Close to midnight, Jake and Sam kind of like leave the pavilion and the party to go hang out with the goats,
Huh?
which is my favorite part of the commune.
The goats.
And
Same.
they're approached by Savannah, that mute girl
Oh.
from earlier,
Okay.
and she hands them a piece of paper.
I love paper.
And they're just like, okay, cool, thanks. But she quickly runs away, and on the piece of paper it says, please help us.
I'm crying and shitting and running away.
If at this point I was not convinced that this was a mockumentary about Jonestown, I am now convinced, because when media people went out there the first time to Jonestown, this exact fucking thing happened.
Oh, did it?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Somebody from the commune slipped one of the journalists a piece of paper that said, please help us, or something along the lines of that. And that's how the story got picked up.
Ty West is fucked up. This is a little fucked up.
I'll save my like actual thoughts until the end, even though I'm not doing a very good job of showing my bias. But, you know, whatever, I'll get to the film. But when Jake and Sam return to the pavilion to find Savannah, basically to just be like, why do you need help? The commune is singing a very ominous song, and the vibes are like very fucking whack.
Is it
dude.
like Dahu Foray from The Grinch?
No, it's just very like if Ave Maria was made for Halloween. Like that's what it was. I'm sure it's an actual hymn and I don't know it,
Hmm.
but it's just very odd. There are guards there with guns, 2 of them.
Why?
in the pavilion. I don't know.
Why?
Because they seem to only be like out and about. They're not really like in the commune.
Okay.
So I'm kind of confused as to why they're there. They're also confused. So they end up running to the main house. They go inside the main house. This is where they find in the office area a safe open
Oh.
with everyone's passports.
Yo, take that shit and run.
Like a box of passports.
Hot damn.
It's at this point that Caroline ends up finding them, confronts them, and they're just like, yo, where the fuck is Patrick? And she's like, let me show you where he is. And she goes to his room, and then she goes, actually, he's not here.
Girl, where is he?
And I'm like, Caroline, you about to get fucking decked in the face, dude. But what she says is that she was actually telling two of her friends all this information about Patrick, and they were really excited to see him. And Sam points out, he's like, it's not very Christian of you to have a threesome, like with Patrick and the two friends. Because that's what they're like.
Oh, that was the notion?
Yeah.
I was going to say it's giving Wicker Man.
Mm-hmm.
Like trying to lure specific kind of men.
There was so many points in this movie where I was like, Ty, if you go any other direction, dude, than the direction that I think that you're going,
Yeah.
I would be so much happier.
Yeah. But you just keep going in this one direction.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
But she explains that basically the whole reason why Patrick was invited was because she, quote unquote, she wanted him to join the commune so that they could spend time together again, so that also they could start having access to their parents' money.
Oh,
because
great.
Patrick is still in good graces with them. He can ask them for money, and then they can continue to expand the commune.
Oh, so I take it that they've cut Caroline off.
Yeah.
Oh, well, she was a drug
She
addict.
was
Oh.
yeah, a recovering drug addict, and then now she's all of a sudden in this fucking commune. Forget about it.
Yeah, I'm not.
No.
If you would have recovered, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll help you in any way that I can. But you recovered and then chose to go to a cult?
She literally, I think in the beginning it said like she ran away from New York City,
Okay.
and then like
Same.
she joined a commune. So the parents were like, yeah, no. While she's explaining this, because obviously she's saying way too much, it's very clear that she is inebriated.
Oh, no. There's no alcohol.
Well, not only is there no alcohol, but why is a drug addict
Oh, no.
looking
Why
like she's
is it-
fucking high on
I
drugs?
was going to say, why is an addict addicting?
Thank you.
That's so sad.
But father comes out of a different part of the house and confronts the men and Caroline, and basically he's just like, Caroline, come inside. Which
Spooky.
also their relationship together is fucking weird.
Well, I would imagine he's probably having relations with all the women on the commune.
Well, I don't know, because it's literally just, she's obviously the main one.
Okay.
She's like youngest or like youngish. But he basically confronts them and like threatens them,
Great.
saying that they like shouldn't go snooping around or else they're gonna like get fucked up.
Great Christian men.
I mean, he doesn't
Always
say
threaten
that, but he says
people.
it like the bless your heart kind of way.
Yeah.
But they go to Sam and Jake. I'm like, y'all just gave up on Patrick.
Like, all right, well, fuck that guy.
Fuck that, he's out. He's on his own. They
Yeah,
go
same.
back to their cabin to go pack up. And while they're there, Savannah like knocks on, she like ding dong ditches their door.
What the fuck?
She like knocks on their door super loud and then runs away.
No, thank you.
And they go to follow her to where she ran off. And my initial reaction was, this is clearly a trap.
Yeah.
But it wasn't.
Oh, shit.
So they're actually where she runs off to is like a whole group of people, and they're all begging them to please take them with them when they go to the helicopter the next day.
That is heartbreaking.
They're literally begging to be taken off of the commune. Savannah's mom says that like they abuse people, they're brainwashing people, and Savannah, the young girl, she actually saw some of the abuse that has happened, and to make her shut up, they beat her so bad that she refused to talk, and that's why she's mute.
I was gonna say, normally if like she wasn't born mute, or if like she doesn't have like some kind of defect on her tongue, it's typically a response to trauma.
Yeah.
So I was wondering what happened. I was like, was this something that happened before she got here?
No.
Damn.
And it happened like days before, because she still has these like horrific bruises on the back of her neck. Which again, I'm just like, I think it's said sometime later on in the film, the fact that Sam's character has been established as having a child,
Yeah.
and that his paternal instincts are kicking in.
Yeah.
He is overstepping his journalistic integrity boundaries and getting way too involved with Savannah, because the mom is just like, please, if you don't even take anybody, please just take Savannah. They end up dispersing because two guards come and find the men, and they're talking to Savannah. They're just like, you know, what's going on? And Sam and Jake are just like, oh, she was wandering and lost. We're just trying to figure out where she lives because
Right.
she's mute. We don't know.
Right.
And so then they end up taking Savannah away, and And Sam and Jake end up going back to their cabin. Jake is the one who is just like, dude, we literally all that we're allowed to do is like go back to New York, make a report. That's it. We're not the Red Cross. And you can tell that Sam's just like, this is so fucked up. So the next morning, the men wake up and they find that there's like a large group of people in front of the pavilion shouting at one another. And some of them have suitcases, and it becomes very clear that some of these people want to leave.
Oh.
But that's not gonna happen.
Oh no.
So Caroline tells them that everything's fine and that the only reason why this is happening is because they're stressed out because there's outsiders.
I don't think that's what it is.
Yeah.
Hate to break it to ya.
Caroline, I don't know.
The cognitive dissonance is dissonancing.
It's dissonancing. But Sam ends up going up to Savannah and her mom and is just like, I'll take Savannah with us. Well, he tells Jake, go run to the helicopter, tell him, please don't leave. I'm going to try and get Savannah there. And I also ask him how many people can fit in the helicopter. And so Jake takes himself and his camera and he runs away.
Okay, good.
At this point, we also see that Patrick is still alive.
Oh, shit.
He had been filming before the two men got there.
Okay.
Because he was pretty sure that they wanted the footage.
So what happened while he was gone?
They don't get into it.
What the fuck? He was
I
just
hope
gone.
He had a good night.
Maybe that's all he really did do.
I hope he had a good night.
Yeah.
Patrick
Gross.
is confronting Caroline and is basically just like, I don't understand like what's happening. And Caroline says that father warned her about this, that bringing him in there would cause them to basically like hurt one another, that he would bring like evil from the outside.
Then why did she reach out to him? And then why did whoever he called tell him how to get there?
I think it's just the notion that like any outsider can do that, and that's why they like frown upon outsiders. But I'm also like, but then how do you recruit people to come into your commune?
Yeah, how do you expect to grow your community and keep it alive?
Well, that's why like when it comes to this point in a situation in a cult, that's why you start popping out kids.
I see.
Because now you can just indoctrinate them from childhood instead of trying to convince adults who have already lived a life. Cults are fascinating and they fucking suck.
I was going to say, it sounds like so much ridiculous amount of work.
It's so much work just to be evil.
Just to be a bitch.
Yeah.
Like just to be on the cuttiest of cutty behavior.
Yeah. But Jake goes to the airfield where the helicopter pilot tells him that he can't bring anybody else. The deal that he has is that whoever he brings in is who he brings out.
Oh.
But it's at this point that the pilot gets shot in the arm.
Oh no.
And Jake flees into the jungle. When we go back to the commune, all hell's broken loose.
Of course.
The whole bunch of the guards are pointing guns at people.
I love that.
Sam gets grabbed by somebody with a machete, which I'm just like, okay, are you a commune member?
Yeah.
Or are you one of the, like, where'd the machete
come from? Why do more people not have machetes?
Sam's grabbed by somebody with a machete, and Patrick and his camera are thrown to the ground.
Oh no.
Father instructs Caroline to pick up the camera and film what's about to happen. This is when it's literally Jonestown. They're dumping poison into a Kool-Aid.
Okay. I was going to say, like, we're going to make them drink the Kool-Aid. Is that what's going on?
That's literally what's happening.
Oof.
Yep.
So many directions you could have gone.
So at so many different points, you could have gone paranormal. You could have gone more thriller. You could have done anything else.
Could have just gone manic psycho.
But instead, you decided to choose
literal Jonestown.
Literal fucking Jonestown.
Okay. Boo. Bad vibes.
But so for people who don't know what Jonestown is, it was a commune.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember the guy's name. His name is Jones or something like that.
I think so, yeah.
And he took everybody away, put them in some jungle somewhere in South America, I think. And after they got some really bad publicity from journalists where literally the American and whatever country's government were like, hey, we're literally going to come and take you down because you're not a good person. He made his commune members drink poisoned Kool-Aid. Hundreds of people died from drinking,
including children.
It was the largest mass suicide ever.
Oh yeah. Okay, so it says here on Wikipedia. James Warren Jones was an American preacher, political activist, and mass murderer who led the People's Temple, a doomsday cult between 1955 and 1978. That's a long fucking time.
Yeah.
23 years.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck. Anyway, and what he called a revolutionary, am I allowed to say suicide?
We don't get paid, so it doesn't matter.
Okay, revolutionary suicide, quote unquote. Jones and the member of his inner circle orchestrated a mass murder suicide in his remote jungle commune at Jonestown, Guyana. Guyana, I'm going to just go with, on November 18th, 1978, Jones and the events that occurred at Jonestown have had a defining influence on society's perception of cults.
But father calls everybody to the pavilion, starts going on about this fucking speech about needing peace and all this stuff like that. And it's just really sad because there's like people literally putting the syringes you put medicine in for babies, putting that into babies' mouths filled with the poison. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me?
Are these people aware that there's poison in there?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
They understand that they're literally about to die. And he's telling them, which is what happened in Jonestown, you're not going to suffer. It's not going to be painful. You're going to go quickly. You're going to go in peacefully, and we're all going to be together in the afterlife.
None of that happened.
And people, I mean, we'll get to it, but like people convulse. They foam at the mouth. They vomit.
Yeah.
It's a painful,
Yeah.
slow death.
Yeah, like screaming.
And you put
stuff like
babies
that.
through that.
Yeah.
Bro. Anyways, we go back to the jungle. Jake ends up making it back to the pilot. The pilot's covered in a ridiculous amount of blood.
Considering he got shot in the arm.
Yeah, and also when Jake ends up getting him back up to be like, hey, start the helicopter, the pilot is freely moving the arm that got shot.
That's hilarious.
I'm like,
So you're fine.
I don't know why, but it's just like that continuous or continuity. Like the fact that it didn't happen, I was like, bro,
Like, be for fucking real
be
right
for
now.
fucking real. When we go back to the commune, to the pavilion, people are clearly dying. I put the poison is poisoning.
That's fucked up.
Caroline takes the camera and she goes to the main house in that office area where Patrick is tied up. And she tries to make him drink the poison, but he knocks it out of her hands.
Hell yeah.
And it's at this point that she sticks him with a syringe filled with something.
Oh no.
And this was a very sad moment, but honestly, if at this point I wasn't pissed off, I would have actually felt bad for Patrick. But because I was just like, why the fuck am I watching a Jonestown mockumentary?
Right. Yeah, it kind of puts a red film over your eyes.
The actor who plays Patrick did a very good job of like
Dying.
not so much dying, but he's like pleading with her, but at the same time talking about how he doesn't want to die. He's like hyperventilating, he's panicking. He's going back and forth between all these emotions of like, what was in the liquid? I miss you so much. I miss mom and dad. I don't want to be here. I don't want to die. And just like keeps going back and forth with that. He ends up convulsing and he does die. But back outside, people are still dying.
Damn.
And it kind of seems like all that's left at this point was Caroline, who's still filming, father, and the head nurse of the commune, who was the one who was like making sure that everybody actually got the poison.
Love that.
As well as some of the guards too, which this is something again that happened in Jonestown, is that the guards would go around and people who didn't want to take the Kool-Aid or who didn't die from the Kool-Aid, they shot.
Oh my God.
But so Jake, he went back into the commune to find Sam and Patrick to get them out. He starts hearing gunshots and I'm pretty sure he's getting shot at.
Fun.
So he's running around and he's actually showing in the different cabins like all these people who have died. Because like people didn't just stay in the pavilion with their Kool-Aid. They went back to their cabins with
Right. Like if I'd rather be in my bed.
Right.
Yeah.
Like with my family.
Yeah.
And so he ends up going into this one cabin to get away from the gunfire and he hides underneath the bed. And it happens to be the cabin that Savannah and her mom are in. Savannah's mom is just like, I don't want her to die. I don't want them to take her, stuff like that. They're not going to take my kid. She slices Savannah's throat open with a knife.
Oh my God. Not where I thought that was going.
Thank you.
Okay.
I was like, she's
Okay.
already mute, bitch.
Yeah. You didn't need to do that.
Also, stab her in the head. That's
Yeah.
much quicker.
Right through the temple.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah. Just push it in and twist.
Like, what the fuck?
Real simple.
Anyway, so the guard comes in, shoots Savannah's mom.
Oof.
Well, he actually lets off 2 shots. So I think one was for Savannah, one was for Savannah's mom.
Makes sense.
He clearly doesn't see Jake because Jake's underneath the bed. Jake comes out of the bed. He ends up like showing the dead mom and the kid. And I'm like, oh my God.
Love that.
And he goes towards the pavilion and he sees that some of the guards who were left had shot themselves.
Good.
So like even they committed suicide.
Okay.
He
Ew.
sees Caroline walking to the main house, and when he confronts her, she argues that this is where she was like, this was supposed to be her home. This is where she was supposed to be. And then she sets herself on fire.
Okay. Like Ewan McGregor in the Da Vinci Code kind of sets herself on fire?
Yeah.
Oh,
Like douses
shit.
herself in gasoline and takes a lighter to herself.
Hot damn.
Yeah.
Well.
So he runs away from that.
Right. Same.
And he goes into like the main area where the father like lives. And he finds Sam is tied up and bloody. So I guess he did get like assaulted with a machete in some way. They
Okay.
don't know where.
Somewhere.
Somewhere. Doesn't seem to be too fucked up. And the father is going on about some fucking bullshit about how they brought violence into his home. And
He's
made all
literally
these
the only
people-
one committing violence.
Thank you. And
Yeah.
like made all these people die.
Yeah.
He's like, you guys have some responsibility in this. I'm like, what the fuck?
No, they don't.
What
They just showed up.
They showed up, didn't even publish anything.
No, they just got there.
They literally just got there yesterday.
Haven't even left. You could have taken all of their recording equipment, gave them back their passports, and sent them on their way. And all they would have had was verbal, just talking. And like, sure, he's Vice, but what is any of that worth if there's no proof?
There's like no visualization of what's going on.
Yeah.
No, nobody
And
gives
if
a
you
shit.
go back with like even a modicum of the horror that you see, who's going to send anyone back out there? Knowing that they're armed?
They might go to like politicians and stuff like that, but even that, you need to get enough people to be like, hey, this is a problem.
Yeah.
And the only thing that the government would probably be upset about is tax evasion.
I was going to say, if he's paying his
Like-
taxes and then some to the local government, he's fine.
But this is when we also find out that he's a cocaine addict.
I mean, if
I've
checks.
completely lost the plot of what the fuck this commune was supposed to be.
Yeah. It sounded like it was supposed to be like a euphoric utopia of community. And it kind of seems like everyone's on drugs or getting sexually assaulted or just
sleep deprived,
assaulted and sleep deprived and malnourished. And throw a little bit of Jesus in there.
Oh, and then this is also at the point where it's just like, if at this point you don't think it's Jonestown, father shoots himself in the head. It's extremely graphic too.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Like lively graphic?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Ugh.
It's really bad.
Okay, so here's my thing. I think Ty West was able to, in some way, get away with this because of the fact that I don't think a lot of people outright know about Jonestown in the age demographic that would be watching this.
Yeah, 2014.
Yeah.
That would have been us sophomore year of college. I didn't know Jonestown.
Yeah, like sophomore, junior year of college.
It wasn't until I got to like my mid 20s when I started getting into like true
crime.
So Sam and Jake end up running out of the house, which at this point I was just like, why the fuck was Sam tied up then?
What was the point?
Like, if you were just gonna kill yourself, were you just gonna wait for one of the guards to come in and shoot Sam? But yeah, so Sam and Jake run out of the main house and they hear gunshots. One of the guards is going around and shooting random people.
Hot
He's just
damn.
making sure that they're dead.
Why? What's the point at this point?
Girl, I don't fucking know.
I'd be like, you know what? I think I'm done. I'm gonna go walk into the middle of the woods like a
But-
penguin into the Arctic.
He ends, but he's about to shoot them two. One of the other guards actually shoots that guard
Oh fuck.
because earlier on in the movie, this particular guard who ends up saving the day, we could see that he had some doubts about the validity of why this stuff was happening, about why these things were being panicking, why people couldn't leave.
Was he a child?
No, he was like in his 30s,
Oh,
but like,
old enough to know better.
yeah. So that guard tells them he's going to burn down the place. And they're just like, we don't give a fuck, bye.
I literally just want to go home.
So they run to the helicopter, they get in, they leave, they made it.
Hell yeah.
They've survived.
Good for them.
And the final text screen talks about how this was one of the largest mass suicides in history. This was literally a Jonestown mockumentary.
It says that?
No,
Oh, okay.
I did,
Oh, okay.
because it is.
Yeah.
And I'm pissed about it.
No, I agree.
You could have done so much more with this.
So many other
you
things.
had the material.
You could have been, for lack of a better word, inspired
Yeah.
by the events that took place, and you could have made it like, I don't know, like he was getting attacked by some kind of weird jungle fungus or something.
Yeah.
And I don't know, opened some spores of himself into
Especially-
a communal drink and then gave it to everyone. Like there's
From-
so many, if you could have gotten all the way up to the point and then did something completely different with it.
Yeah.
But instead you literally basically verbatimed it, but added in two journalists who saw the entire thing and were able to leave. It's fucked up.
It's fucked up.
It's fucked up.
Very
icky. Very
so
mucky.
I gave it a, this was
Mucky
a very
behavior.
mucky, yeah. But I gave this 2 out of 5.
Just for the fact that it's Jonestown.
Yeah.
If it hadn't have been if you didn't know Jonestown, or if it hadn't have been Jonestown,
If this hadn't been basically like a shot for shot of Jonestown, or if I was somebody who had never heard of it, I probably would have given this a 4 out of 5 because it is so disturbing. But because I know Jonestown and I know how disturbing that was
just in real life.
in real life, and
Yeah.
the fact that this was not a fictional thing that happened,
Yeah.
I was like, fuck this movie. It's definitely one of the, I put on here, it's definitely one of the better shot mockumentaries I've seen, but it didn't feel as authentic acting wise. That's what I was saying earlier. It felt very much like actors acting in a movie that just happened to be shot on handheld cameras.
In all fairness, we have Quarantine and Drop Dead Gorgeous to compare, and I think both of those movies did excellent jobs with the actors. If you can't match that,
No, thank you.
No, thank you. How unfortunate.
It could have been better.
Could have been better.
I think if you've never seen Jonestown and you want to see kind of like maybe what that would have looked like
Right.
firsthand,
Yeah.
this is probably a good one. But there's so many actually good, informative, respectful documentaries that are still very graphic and horrific. If that's something that you enjoy watching, I don't know why you would, but
Not gonna yuck your yum.
I'm not gonna yuck your yum, but yuck. But there's so many out there that this one just seems so exploitative. I'm actually genuinely disappointed
Yeah.
because so many people speak so highly about Ty West as a director and as a creative director in the horror genre, and to be told that like this was a very good watch for people who are trying to get into horror, and I'm like,
And immediately being faced with Jonestown.
that's not what I signed up for.
Yeah. Well, again, that's where I'm saying, like, I'm wondering if the people who recommended that are people who don't know.
Because I'm all for cult horror. That shit's so much fun.
Yeah.
Not Jonestown.
Boo.
Next week, and definitely not 6 months from now. We'll actually do Phoenix tapes. Well, no, the cat's down here and murder's about to happen. Let's go.
Okay.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
Last time we film at 8:30 at night.
Honestly, dude, because it's on a weekday.
On a weekday?
After a week of not having filmed videos. Or filmed
only one
episodes.
week of not filming.
Yeah, only 1 week and not
filming.
6 months.
Yeah. Valid.
Also, my baby is kicking me so fucking hard in the guts right now.
Are you okay?
It's just like sometimes she just it literally feels like she's kicking into my. I'm not gonna put that in, but that's literally what it feels like.
I'm just saying, I always heard, isn't like the devil like a black
Girl, I don't fucking
billy
know.
goat or some shit like that? I don't know.
I
I'm just
don't
thinking
know.
back to, okay, is it called witch or vivitch?
It's a witch.
Okay.
It's a witch.
I don't know. Look, I don't get paid to do this. I can say what I want.
I can say whatever the fuck I want.
It doesn't make a lick of sense to
It's
me.
like it's giving loser vibes.
Thank you. Oh my God. I've been using that word so much more lately. It's giving loser vibes. Like you are
You're
literally
such a loser.
You're such a loser that you have to seclude all of these people and probably assault many people in order to
Yeah.
have children. For what?
Girl, I don't know. And especially towards the end of this film, I'm like, girl, this was a waste of my fucking time. Again, totally not biased.
No.
Exactly, Beebs. Period. Anyways.
Who's just got the one communal machete?
Oh my god.
It's my turn to hold the machete.
Yeah, shit.